Alright, let's see here. Alright, now that I'm confirmed that it's running, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over, because I've noticed on YouTube there's not a tutorial already, so I'm going to go through it myself. This is for the Caffeine broadcast company, which is very similar to Twitch, except their latency is very low. I think it's closer to like 1 second delay. So the minute anything comes up, you see it. So what I'm going to do is, using Xsplit, we're going to go ahead and show how you set up Xsplit with their software. So basically, setting up Xsplit, you'll set up your options as you normally would, so adding your sources, but you're not going to set up an output because there will not be any type of output for you. So what you're going to do is you'll go ahead and install the Xsplit. So go to Xsplit's webpage, and get the broadcaster, don't get the game software. And once you've downloaded and installed it, it will prompt you for some messages asking, if you want to agree to them. Once you've got it installed, you'll want to bring up Caffeine's site and make sure that you have your basic, whether you're using a screen capture or if you're using game capture, whatever option you're using. And what's going to happen is it asks for the camera and the microphone. Now, I had to go and install a program called VB Audio to give me another source of microphone. And that's what I use here for voice meter. The problem is, and I've found this even with OBS using it, it will not incorporate both microphone and the audio straight into it. So you kind of have to do some tweaking with the system. Now, what I'm going to show you now is for a 2 system setup. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to pull up my secondary system, if I can get this to do this. And on the secondary system, you'll still go with this voice meter output as your option, and then Xsplit will be your camera again. And from there, you'll then be able to pick those, but you have to do some settings inside of vMix, and that's what I want to show you right now. When you set it up using this this voice meter, few of the things you have to bring up, and I'm still pulling up the other one, so give me just a second. Sorry about this. When you do your hardware over here, you got your headphones and your speakers, the hardware out. The input will stay the same, but like on my secondary system, I run in to the line in. So here I would change it to line in. On this one I would change it over to the microphone because I don't have a line in because I have nothing plugged in. And then what you would do is you would come over and go to the settings, and in your audio you would set your you'd set one of these. You'd set the microphone as like your line in, and still working on it, so I'm really sorry about that. I should have had it all set up before I came in. But what you would do, and then you're like a capture card, you'd have the other audio source on. And I'll tell you exactly what audio you would use. So in the audio, in this screen here, the one you're looking at, the microphone would be put to the voice meter output. I'm going to leave it there, otherwise you guys won't hear me. And then what you would do, and you would do the speaker system as the voice meter input. And then under your devices, so like your camera would literally have, and I lost everything. Your camera, you would have the settings for that done up that way. So like you'd have your input from your main computer over to your secondary computer. Now the reason I am telling people about Caffeine is I'm noticing on a lot on the other systems that when you type, even when something's typed, it takes a very long time to come over to them. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get Chrome up on the other computer. Because when you type in here, normally you would see that that would take quite a while. And we want it to be fluid. So you're not making people sit and wait to watch or see what you're saying. The same goes for the audio. There's no delay in the audio over there. You say something, it comes across. It's not waiting, you know, a minute, 2 minutes, whatever. It's just coming straight through. So this is the reason I'm suggesting Caffeine. I have used Twitch. I've been on Smashbox, FC2, obviously YouTube, and we still encounter lag on all of those. So again, it takes a little bit of setup. OBS is kind of the same way, except you can use the software. The actual Caffeine software will recognize OBS. This program, this will recognize OBS. It doesn't recognize Xsplit as a full screen program. So it's difficult to set up, and it takes time and a little working, but once you get it set up, now until they get the website, the Caffeine, where's it at? Not that. this. When they finally get their website, you know, finished, it will actually, because right now the picture quality that comes out of this is grainy. It's not a high resolution picture quality. Trust me, or I would be doing it more often. Sorry, I'm trying to bring up this again. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. If you ever need to know how to set up Xsplit with any of the other companies, you can get a hold of me about that too. That's all I wanted to point out.